Hello, and welcome to the Magic Bringers Rising chat episode for October 10th through the 16th. And we're going to talk about the energy of the week ahead and what some of the big heartfelt kind of truth energy is coming this week, and how to live with your intuition, stay grounded in it so that you can be powered by your divine self in full alignment so you can manifest and co-create those big dreams you got. All right, stay tuned. Welcome to Magic Bringers Rising Chats, the show by Super Secret Powers. I'm your host, Lindsay Baldessano, and let's get ready for a dose of energy healing, channeled guidance, and humor to keep your intuitive flow open and your roots grounded so you can leave the life of healing, spiritual purpose, and magic that you want. Hello. It has been a week. It has been a week for me. It feels like the longest week ever. But this is another busy week here at Super Secret Powers. So don't mind if I'm just popping on and off and I'm not like on all week. I have to clean next 2 days because we've had company coming from out of state, and I have to pack. I have to pack for a cruise, and I have to clean. I said that before, but and I have to do inventory because we finally got to do a show, a vending show for my other business, Draco Wolf, and it was a good event, but man, we were like beat, and we don't even have the inventory inside the house yet. Or the inventory yet. Well, we don't have any of the boxes inside the house. We didn't put anything away yet. I love getting old. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's all okay, especially this week coming. Again, a little bit of a slower week. We're not necessarily going to pick up in energy or like super intensity until next week now. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of internal chatter kind of stuff that's going to be happening over this week. So, like, it's okay. You got a week. You got a week to set some plans in motion. You got a week to catch up. You got a week to really just, find that ground again that you're going to need for the next 2 weeks after this one. As we slide into eclipse season, as we slide into Halloween and Samhain, and then into the holiday season with Thanksgiving and all that shebang. Christmas shopping. I don't even want to think about it. I feel thinking about my plans for this week and the next 2 weeks, I'm already like, I'm tired. I've been tired because I was sick, but now I'm like, I'm still like, where did all of my energy go? And that's not to say that I'm completely like down and out, because this full moon, because I'm recording this on Sunday, so this full moon is got me feeling like I really want to do these things. It's inspiring. It's being aspirational. It's saying like, if you had your shit together, Lindsay, if you had your shit together, Lindsay, you could be doing this instead. I mean, like all of yesterday, like Rob was asking me like questions like, well, why aren't we doing this? And why don't we have this kind of product? And da 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 da. And I'm like, you've seen the year I had. You've seen the year I had. We had pneumonia and COVID in May. We're still kind of recovering from, big illness. Where's the time in this, Rob? No, I wasn't actually that mean because I liked his ideas, but the little piece in the back of my head was like, right, okay, well, I don't see you, helping me make products. But this week we have we just have like a couple minor shifts coming. We have like Sun and Saturn on the 11th. We have Mars square Neptune, and Mars opposite Jupiter on the 12th. And on the 14th, we have Venus trine Saturn. So we got like double Saturn energy coming in this week, which is definitely about responsibilities, which is about getting real um, with how we're kind of interacting and taking charge in the world. Um, and we got Mars on the 12th, which can be fiery. I mean, it is fire, but it doesn't always have to. Cats and dogs, sorry. It doesn't always all have to be about anger or aggression. It could be about ambition. It could be about um, passion. It could be about how we're just showing up in the world as a person who wants to get things done. Um, so keep that in mind. This could be, I feel like this is almost like a week of reckoning. And this is kind of where I was going with saying, like, just resetting yourself a little bit this week, building up your foundation again in your plans, in your daily life, in your daily practice kind of stuff, so that you got like some kind of sense of a well oiled machine before things then pick up, before the eclipse energies really roll in. It's that kind of week. It's just that kind of week where we're kind of making that transition into something deeper. And that wasn't what I was going to say originally, but that's what wants to be said, something deeper. And pulling that deepness in while we are also living a life and trying to build dreams or maintain a dream that we're living is a whole other act of juggling, because it requires some you time. And carving that you time out in an already busy season is, that's a whole other ball of wax. But it's something that I think is going to need to be done. Really getting in touch, a deeper touch with our aligned self, with our own magic, with our own mojo. I think that's really what this eclipse is going to like ask of us, but it's so that we can take a leap of faith. And maybe even might come to that kind of moment where you're making a decision without even realizing you're making a decision. Where you have this idea and something hatches in your brain, it feels right and it feels good in your body. But you're still busy doing other stuff because you need to be. Because life doesn't stop because you had a realization. Um, but ever so slowly, you just find yourself gravitating toward working on it, toward doing it. I have a feeling like it's going to be more like that than it's going to be a wham bam thank you ma'am. I think the wham bam thank you ma'ams were part of this full moon energy. Um, but I have a feeling this is going to be a lot more gradual process as we slide into the bigger energy shifts that are coming next week. So, as we're talking about living with intuition and being a conscious creator as an intuitive or an empathic intuitive, it's always good to like keep this at the top of your brain, make yourself a post note, put it where you're doing your planning, where you're doing your creation, even if it's just homeschooling stuff, for your kids. Maybe you're not a business owner, maybe you're not um, somebody who's like trying to write a book or, whatever it is. Um, that the inspiration that's going to come through has to feel good, and we have to wait for it. The things that have to come through are the dreams, the realizations that are coming through right now aren't meant to bog you down. And we talked a little about this last week, where we have to look at the timing of things. Is this something that has to happen like in the next hour, or is this something that happens in a week from now? But I want to like just put in the message here that big dream change is never really immediate. It's not as immediate as our fears would like us to believe. Big things take time. whether it's starting a business, going in a different direction with your business, whether it's getting a divorce, whether it's moving, whatever it is, it takes real world time. So, all of those fears that you have around getting overwhelmed and then losing control because things happen so fast, or even just that you don't know if you're going to be organized enough or motivated enough to even really begin. Um, all of those things are fear talking to you, but they're fear talking to you along the soul message of saying, how can you prepare yourself? And it's not because it's going to happen, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. It's because it's going to happen over time. It's going to happen incrementally because that's just the way this 3D world works. It works linearly. So, say today you make the decision to be a business owner or to scale your business or something big, right? Well, what actually happens tomorrow? What actually happens tomorrow is maybe you have a little bit more work on your plate, which, just a little bit more work woven in with what you're already doing is going to create a more seamless process anyway. Like, this is already built to be a gradual process. And what happens if it's divorce? Well, what happens if you decide today that you need to get a divorce? Well, well, tomorrow you call around to see if you can find a lawyer. And then maybe this week you'll have a consult, maybe. Because, getting legal help can be hard. I mean, we can make the decision, but the change isn't going to ripple out into this world immediately. I mean, it will in some ways. Maybe you'll see signs, maybe you'll see synchronicities. Maybe when you start talking about it to friends or to people you're close with, they'll be like, yeah, I had a feeling you were going that direction. It was in your energy all this while, or, something that makes you believe that at least. But the actual change, the actual work you have to do is going to happen incrementally. And that's what you have to prepare yourself for. Fear doesn't necessarily have any sense of timing. It really doesn't. It's just like, what happens if you become a star tomorrow? And it's like, do you know how often that happens? Do you know how often it happens? And on your first video, it goes viral with like 3 million views in 24 hours and you're inundated. Like, do you know how often that happens? That's not the typical user experience in life or the internet. That is just fear giving you the absolute worst case scenario so that you can kind of sort of prepare yourself for it. Though, I mean, there's no way to prepare for that. There's no way to prepare for a lot of this stuff. There's no way to really prepare for how your soon to be ex spouse is going to handle the divorce. I mean, they might seem like they could be on board with it in the immediate, but then who knows what happens 5 meetings in with their own lawyer, with their mother on their back, putting ideas in their head. Who knows what decisions they're going to make at that point? I mean, if you're clear enough, you might be able to sense it, but you're still always going to be left in that position of waiting to see what the other person decides when it's the moment they need to decide it. So all of these things are going to happen over time. And there's no use in rushing it. And there's no use in trying to anticipate everything. So as you begin to move with some of these leap of faith things, I want you to just be in this moment of recognition that this is what you want to do because you know it's right, because you know it's going to take you someplace where you want to go eventually. And this is what you want to build toward. and be okay in that knowing. And, come back to that knowing as much as you need to. Because this isn't going to happen tomorrow. Maybe it'll be done 3 years from now. I've seen divorces go on a long time. But what is the truth before you this week? What is it? What is that leap of faith? Let me know in the comments and we can chat about it. Okay. So I had to get up and get my paper for a minute. The light language we're going to pull today is going to be for clearing your vision and clearing your mind, your soul, your energy, because mind, body, energy, we're these whole beings, to better see the aligned truth that's coming through right now. But before we do that, I want to talk about the Awakening with the Eclipse session package, because being with truth isn't always easy. And as much as we would like to manifest our way to something that is absolutely amazing, every journey to get there is going to have bumps along the way. It's going to have challenges. It's going to have stopping points. It's going to have moments where we doubt ourselves and we doubt the decisions we make and we get out of our own energy and out of our own power. And why go through that alone? Why go through that and put ourselves through that gauntlet without having a partner, without having somebody in our back pocket who's helping us clear our energy on a consistent basis, who's keeping us in line with, taking care of ourselves during this transition, during this leap of faith that we are making, so that you're making this from a better place, so that this whole transition is smoother, so that we feel prepared and secure in what we're doing and how we're making our decisions now and how we're choosing to go forward, so that this can be a different experience from, say, the last time you tried to grow your business or scale it. Or it can be a smooth transition in how you're preparing yourself to deal with having to stand up for yourself and say a divorce. Because nobody should have to go through these things alone. And if you start now, if you start from a more secure place now, you won't necessarily have to go through every single little bump, feeling it and feeling it reverberate down to your bones and dragging you down because you're not sure if that bump was a signal to stop. Because it's so easy to slip into that mindset where we're like, when we're looking for signs that we're on the right path, and then all of a sudden things get hard, it's like it's so easy to misconstrue that challenge point, that choice point, as a signal to stop. But this is why, the universe created spiritual guidance. And for $650, I can be with you for like 3 months, 4 sessions or so. Well, definitely 4 sessions, but around 3 months. And if you pay in full, you get that extra session. And you get extra support, and you get light language and meditations designed just for you and the challenges you're going through right now. And you get a custom crystal healing kit that I'll make for you right after our first session and send it out to you, so you have something to anchor yourself and your energies with as we're working through this eclipse. And this is a season for this kind of work. So if you're in that place, take a look at the link below See if this is right for you. See if you resonate with me. Pardon me. I bring a lot of skills to the table. I am a channel. And we work in the Akashic Records in my sessions. And I channel 45 minutes of, you being able to talk to guides, guardians, spirits, allies, masters, teachers, ETs, whoever needs to come forward. And yeah, that can include medium work. I'm an empath, but I am a catalyst. And I am a person who's going to keep your energy clear and grounded, or help you. I'll facilitate that within you so that you have the space you need to make this a beautiful transformation instead of a rocky road. All right, on to the light language. All right, I have my trusty Super 5 here. And we are drawing in energies, healing light language codes for clearing your system to see, understand aligned truth. Gentle is the truth that comes from soul. Gentle is the truth that comes from soul. This is being cleared on the collective level. You only see what moves you forward. And you see the torch in the darkness. Helekite. And the North Star that you need to follow for this next period of 6 months. Come through, come through. Aligning with that light of potential. Helekite. All that does not serve this part of the journey, fall away. And fall away in alignment. So each concern, each worry that does fall away, get resolved with ease. It's just another flagstone under your foot. Flagstone under your foot. Another step along the journey. For the torchlight we see in the dark. And may our feet feel ever light and full of joy as we walk in the path toward the torchlight before us, knowing it is meant for us. Knowing that the past is just the past and we were always just caught up in a moment, and that moment does not define us. Only walking toward the torchlight now defines us. Only the path we take now defines us. When we see the truth, when we feel the truth, when we feel the light within us match the light of the torch of the North Star before us, when we are awake and conscious in love and joy, and not caught up in any moment. May you feel the truth in your bones as you joyfully go toward it, knowing that this is who you are, this is who you are meant to be. This is your aligned, most powerful self, acting on many levels of reality and knowing and truth. Wow. And thanks for joining us for that. Thanks for participating. Thanks. And if you found this episode useful, if you got the chills from that light language healing or from anything that has been conveyed, don't forget to like, follow, and share your Super Secret Powers and the Magic Bringers Rising episodes. And we will see you soon.